So today we are making a super crispy and healthy ragi rava dosa with onions. It's high in fiber, rich in calcium and perfect for anyone managing PCOD. So let's get started. In a bowl, add 1.5 cup ragi flour, that is finger millet, packed with calcium and fiber, half cup rava suji, adds crispiness to the dosa. Now mix in the flavor, which is 1 teaspoon jeera, cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon grated ginger, 1 to 2 finely chopped green chilies, a handful of fresh coriander leaves, and lots of finely chopped onions. Add salt to taste and slowly mix in water to make a thin, flowy batter. Let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. This helps the rava absorb water and improves texture. Tip: the batter should be watery, almost like near dosa consistency for perfect dosa. While the batter is resting, let's make a quick chutney. Take a pan, no oil needed, and add 1/4 cup peanuts, 1 to 2 dry red chilies, adjust as per your spice level, and 2 tablespoons of grated coconut or sliced coconut. This one is optional, but trust me, it adds a lovely creaminess and balance the spices. Tip: always roast peanuts on low to medium heat, stir continuously so they don't burn and you get the perfect nutty aroma. Once everything is lightly roasted and aromatic, remove from the heat, let it cool slightly. This makes grinding easier and prevent the mixture jar from heating up too much. Now transfer everything to a grinder, add a pinch of salt and just a little water, enough to help it grind. We want a coarse, rusty texture, not smooth paste. Tip: if your chutney feels too thick, add water spoon by spoon while grinding. It's easier to adjust gradually. And that's it. For the tadka, in a small pan, heat mustard oil, add mustard seeds, a few curry leaves, let it splutter and then turn off the heat. Carefully pour this over chutney, mix well and your chutney is ready. Back to the dosa, give the batter a quick stir again. Make sure the rava hasn't settled at the bottom. This step is super important because rava tends to sink and an uneven batter will give uneven texture. Honestly, it took me 5 attempts to get this dosa right. Unlike regular dosa batter, this one does not spread. You have to pour it gradually, starting from the edges and moving towards the center to form a round shape. I also realized my dosa tawa isn't great near the edges. The batter would not cook properly there. So on my 5th attempt, I avoid the outer edges and pour the batter only in the center of the pan, and finally it came out perfectly crispy and golden brown. Now heat a well-seasoned iron tawa or non-stick pan on medium-high flame. Splash little water on it. If it sizzles and evaporates immediately, it's ready, which we call it tempering. Wipe it gently with a cloth and lightly grease it with oil. Now pour a ladder of batter from height, starting from the edges and moving towards the center. Don't worry about the gaps. That's what gives the dosa its beautiful lace-like pattern. Remember, no need to spread the batter. Let it form naturally. Drizzle few drops of oil around the edges and on the top. Let it cook undisturbed till the bottom turns golden and crispy and the edges start to lift slightly. Now gently fold and take it off the tawa. Repeat with the rest of the batter and serve hot with chutney and optional fillings. Optional protein add-ons is add sauteed paneer cubes tossed with black pepper and salt. Try tofu or tempeh, saute in little olive oil. Even leftover veggies with sabji can work great as stuffing.